welcome to another episode of Success Ladder Podcast. My name is Paul Bryan, and you know what? Here is where we challenge mindsets, we ignite growth, and we inspire you to climb to the topest of the ladder. And today, I want us to talk, or rather to confront something. I want us to confront the quiet killer of dreams. That is your comfort zone. Now, comfort zone is where it's a safe space where everything is easy, where everything is safe, where everything is predictable. But let me tell you, it is also the same space where dreams are killed silently. And success never works in comfort zone. And joining me today is, she's not a new face in this podcast. I'm joined by Mercy Thathi. And we're going to have a discussion around how comfort zone can kill your dreams. Mm-hmm. So, Mercy, welcome again to Success Ladder Podcast.
Thank you.
And you know what? You're not going to tell us that, I did the introduction in the previous episode. The people didn't watch that. And I also want to assume that I know you. So, who is Mercy?
I am, as you've heard, I'm Mercy Thathi. And I'm a teacher, and I'm glad to be back here. Yeah.
Oh, welcome. So straight to it, comfort zone. Maybe we might assume that everybody understands what comfort zone is. What is this thing called comfort zone, and why is it that so many people get trapped into it?
I can say comfort zone is a state of the mind, like a psychological state where you feel comfortable, where you feel safe because you're familiar with your surroundings or the situation. And many people get trapped in it, maybe because you had taken a risk and it did not work, and you're like, okay, I don't think I'm going to do this. For instance, if you're starting a business, you're working, Nowadays you're working and you have a side hustle. Yeah. So maybe you're working and then you're like, maybe I can save up, start a business and stuff. So when you start it, things don't go as you expected. Yeah. So I can say if one had taken a risk and it did not work, they can tend to go back to being in the comfort zone. They're like, okay, this is not working. Also, another thing, or how people can be trapped in their comfort zone, is they don't want to confront their fears. They fear of the unknown. You don't know what you don't know. Yeah. And unless you get out of that comfort zone, you'll be trapped in that forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you see, the way people see comfort zone, people tend to think that if somebody is succeeding or if somebody is successful, for example, in school, if you have a student who is ever number one, that student can be in his or her comfort zone without the society or the community or the environment around him realizing that. They'll just feel like everything is normal until maybe you do a joint exam or a national exam. Yeah. So sometimes success is not, when you're succeeding in something or leading somewhere, you can be in comfort zone, but you can be there unknowingly. Why? Because you have beaten everything. You have managed to succeed in everything around that environment. Yeah. So that is you don't want to knock new doors for new opportunities. So have you ever found yourself somewhere in a situation where you feel too comfortable to an extent that you are held back from going for new opportunities, for example?
Yeah, I have. The time that I love being busy. I love being productive, and I love, doing side hustles as a teacher. So when I got my job, the pay was an okay pay for me. So, and I used to do this side hustle. Yeah. So when I got this job, I relaxed a bit because the money that I'm getting it's okay for me. It's paying my bills. I'm able to do maybe other stuff. So I was like, okay, I think I can maybe take a break from that. Yeah. But with time, I was like, okay, in this world, there's no time that money will be enough. But the fact that I feel like I'm productive, I missed that. And I can say being productive really helps me. I feel, okay, I'm fulfilling a purpose in this life. I'm doing something that I'm out to do. So I can say you can feel like you're in your comfort zone. Yeah. But if you're not feeling productive enough, it's not a must you have two jobs or maybe you're doing something on the side. But the fact that you're feeling at least every day I'm getting to maybe fulfill a new goal that I wanted,
Yeah.
or I'm working towards something that I'm wanting, and it's a work in progress,
Yeah.
I can say that's progress. That's not you being in the comfort zone.
Yeah. So when I was introducing this episode, I did mention that when you're in comfort zone, you feel safe.
Yeah.
Comfort zone, literally, it's a safe environment.
Very safe.
So why does it feel safe while at the same time it's sabotaging your goals?
It feels safe because you're not taking risks. I
Yeah.
can say that because like you're not open to like challenging ideas.
Yeah.
And also like, you know, the fact that you can have challenges in this life generally helps you to like know how to navigate life, gives you more ideas, gives you growth.
True.
And also I can say also failure does that actually.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going, maybe I want to achieve something and I fail the first time, like I'll know the next time I want to try it again. Because if it's your dream to do something, for instance, it's my dream to do masters.
Yeah.
And I really want to do that.
Yeah.
But I've been creating excuses.
Yeah.
Let me say that, like,
So ensure you invite me for graduation.
I will.
I don't care whether you've not started.
We have a record. This is evidence.
Yes.
So, so the fact that I also like I usually create excuses. Like, you know, there was a time it was I don't have the pay that I'm getting will be able to like cover it, but the fear of facing that, like the unknown, or maybe you want, you know, people like in masters, they do their thesis and maybe research and stuff, and if you fail, the next time that you do it, you'll be like, okay, I did this and it did not work, so maybe I should do this. And it's the same thing in life.
True.
Like if you failed once and you really want to do this, it's something that you really want to pursue. If you fail once, it's a pathway to like, you've learned, maybe I should not do this. If it's in business, I should not do this. Maybe I should buy this type of product and stuff like that.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what will you say as some of the common signs that your comfort zone is limiting your potential? Yeah. You know, there are things that you can't be seeing in someone or in you personally, and you're like, I've felt so safe in this environment to an extent that I can't exploit my potential to the fullest. And I'll give you an example. Now, the nature of my works requires me to do tests. So when I don't feel challenged, like if I'm testing maybe a system that is for security, and I just find it flowing, there is nothing challenging me. I always ask myself, I'm like, and I do the same thing tomorrow. So if it's, for example, a web application, I'm doing security tests for a web application, and then it's a common thing. I know I'll crack here and there and find, you know, it limits me from learning. Yeah, there's so many things that I can do beyond that test. So what are some of the common signs when that can show you that, you know what, I think I'm in my comfort zone and it's limiting my potential as a person?
I can say one of the signs is boredom. Is it the way you say it? Like you don't find something intriguing as you would have before. Like it's not interesting to you. Like, okay, this is it. Like the boredom is real. And if you feel like it's getting like it's a norm now, then it means like you're in the comfort zone. You should try and challenge yourself. Maybe do something that you find more interesting. Give yourself more challenges. Yeah. So I can say boredom is one thing. Also, if you find yourself like you don't want, you know, comfort zone can affect the three most common aspects: your relationship, your career, and personal development.
True.
So in personal development, if you don't improve like on your skills, like personal skills, like maybe there's a certain skill you wanted to learn, or maybe there's a development course that you wanted to do and you're not doing it, and it will affect maybe your work life, because now that your personal being comfort in the personal level affects your work life, because now you won't be open to new opportunities. You'll be stuck in the old patterns, like, you know, people who have, I don't know, in the tech world, like people who are not yet conversant with AI, you know, they are still stuck on the old stuff. And also like in relationships, it can affect, like maybe if you're with your partner or something, it can affect like your relationship, because if you don't get vulnerable in a relationship, I mean, you'll get bored.
Yeah, true.
Basically,
True.
you're not getting to learn this person in a new way, in a different way, and people change.
Yeah.
So I can say it affects the 3 areas in life.
Yeah, that was you've actually answered the next question that I was to ask you. I was to ask you how comfort zone can affect your personal growth, career development, and relationship, and you've covered that. Back to the previous question about signs, I normally say that even too much success is also a sign of comfort.
Yeah.
You see, if you are winning too much, I like giving this example in class because it used to happen to me in high school. And there is a time I realized that. So when I was in high school, I used to lead my class from Form 1. So when I go to Form 4, first term, that was the same thing. I think I remember when I was in Form 3. So it was a very tough moment for me. It's something that I always remember. I lost my mom, and then we had a joint exam. It was Form 3 work, so we had a joint exam between Form 3s and Form 4s. And then I emerged number 1 between the 2 classes. So that one kind of told me, like, you know what,
You got this.
if today that KCC can come, I can pass.
Yeah.
And then something happened that the class that was our Form 4s, when we were in Form 3, the class that was ahead of us, they didn't do very well in KCSE. So I was challenged. And all that success, every time the results were out, I was number 1, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I was somehow comfortable. At the end of the day, even if I don't study, I'll still be number 1. Yeah. Yes, I'm successful. You can see that because you can see that success. I'm performing well. But then I think I went into some comfort zone.
Yeah.
And were it not for that class not performing well, I don't think if I could have done so well in my final year exam in high school. So sometimes success is also a sign of if every time you are winning, if every time you are leading, you need to ask yourself, and it's not bad to lead every time.
Yeah.
But one thing you need to remember that, for example, when you're in school, for example, high school or primary school or junior school, if you're leading your class every now and then, now stop comparing yourself with those people. It's not like you're looking down to them, but it's just like, it's just to ensure that, again, you don't enter into that zone where you're too comfortable, where everything is easy and predictable.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we know who is going to be number 1. Mercy Aweri is going to be number 1. So when you find yourself in such circumstances, then you need to start comparing yourself with people outside your school.
Yeah.
Even as a person, maybe today you look at where your former schoolmates are, maybe high school or campus or university classmates, and then you might find that you are doing maybe quite well compared to them, and then you're like, I have this, my peers, my former classmates have this. So you enter into some comfort zone.
Yeah.
Whenever that success, whenever that aspect of leading your peers gets into your brain, you can actually fail to exploit your full potential. If there is one thing that I always say that will keep you in check, ensure that you have 3 categories of friends.
Yeah.
Your cycle should have 3 people. Your cycle should have your peers. So your peers will just keep you check. Yeah? Am I doing well? And you should be having people below you. These people will be pushing you. Yeah? You don't want them. You want them to grow, but you don't want them to reach your levels. Yeah. And then, so every time, if they are growing, it means you have to grow.
Yeah,
and you also need to have people above you. So these are your role models. If you are doing better than your peers in something, then you need to be focusing on competing with those people above you. Yeah. So I just wanted to
But
add that. Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
For example, in the school situation, you might find, for instance, where I teach, there are students who are, I don't want to say unbeatable, but like the other students, like as much as they're trying, they really can do that. And I think the most important aspect, you can always be on top, but are you challenging yourself enough? You can always be on top, but I think the challenge is the one thing. Challenging yourself is the one thing that should inspire you to get out of your comfort zone. As much as you're on top, it doesn't mean maybe in that environment you're unbeatable, but like in different environments. And that's why schools they do joint exams.
Yeah.
Find like maybe we're usually categorized in zones. So in your zone, you're like having 4 schools, then you have a joint exam, and then your exams will be marked by different teachers.
True.
So with that, they'll be ranking, and then with that, like, you'll see, okay, I thought I was better, but nah, I need to put more work. Yeah. So like having that challenging moment, I think that's really important.
Yeah. True. I agree with you. Yeah. Maybe the next question that I want to ask you, what are some of the biggest risks that people face when they refuse to step outside their comfort zone?
One of the biggest risks I can say is, I don't know if the term to use is anxiety, like fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know what you're getting into, or if you don't know the results.
Yeah.
And people tend to have, I'm getting out of my comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
And you want to do this something like you've always wanted to do. So people focus on the outcome rather than the progress they're making.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where people go wrong. Because if you're building something, Rome wasn't built in a day.
True.
So if you're working towards something, you won't see the result even after a week or 2 weeks. You can't even see the result after a year. So, for example, in education, you get to learn all those years, like 17 years of your life.
Yeah.
Only for you to not 17, if you go to campus for 20, let me say 23, around there.
Yeah.
And you can say like you're learning so that you get a job tomorrow, or maybe you acquire a certain skill tomorrow and it starts to work.
Yeah.
So if you're trying something, try to focus on the progress that you're making, everyday progress, as long as you're working on it and your hands on deck on it. When the outcomes come, it will be really good. But if you focus on the outcome, you'll be devastated. You'll be like, okay, this is not working.
True.
And also people should have patience. Like, people lack patience in today's world. You usually hear the older people than us, they usually tell us, personally I've been told, hii generation inataka pesa ya haraka. Yeah. So like they don't have that patience to build whatever they want to build. Yeah. Is it a business you want to do the shortcuts? Shortcuts have consequences.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
We normally say that cheap is expensive in long run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I think one and you mentioned it. One of the reasons why people tend to prefer staying in that safe environment, that comfort zone, is because of people fear to fail.
Yeah.
So we have that fear of failure, and then we now have fear of regret. So fear of regret is where there was an opportunity, you saw it, but you told yourself, you know what, no, I've been shining, I've been a shining star in this company. I'm not going to try that. It's a new thing. I don't really know the risk with it. I don't know all the sides of the coin. So I'm not going to try it because you fear failing. Basically that. And then somebody who was below you, for example, or whom you're doing better than, takes risk, grabs the opportunity, tries it, and succeeds. And then now you tend to start regretting, I wish I did this. If Mercy did this and I used to beat Mercy in class, then I could have done it. So you regret. But still, people will still choose that fear of regret. People will still choose to regret rather than taking risk, fail, learn from it, and pick yourself. So why do you think people tend to choose to regret rather than to fail, to try and fail?
Regrets, people choose to regret. Like, they won't know they will regret, like, it's safe and I don't want to risk maybe the job that I have. Because, for instance, in a job situation, if you apply for a job, you go for an interview, and then in the corporate world, if in most situations, if maybe your boss knows, be like, okay, you might even be laid off because of it. Like, it's a cruel world. So people fear like facing or taking the risk rather than people fear regretting rather than taking the risk. And I believe it's because this is something like regretting is something that is like long term,
Yeah.
you won't like regret at that moment.
Yeah.
Maybe until you see after 2 years, 3 years, you'll be like, damn, I wish I had taken that opportunity. I think I wish I had taken that risk
Yeah.
because maybe I will be in a different place in life. Because stagnating, I believe no one wants to stagnate.
True.
No one wants to stagnate. And I usually tell people, don't say I wish I knew, or don't say I think I would have done so, but because I feared, I didn't want to do this. Like, refute that statement from your wordings. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think like fear is the root of comfort? And if that is the case, how can we shift this fear into fuel that will drive you to step outside your comfort zone?
I can say I believe in mentorship.
Yep.
So if you feel like you're fearing to do something,
Yeah.
because, okay, you want to, but you're fearing, maybe try looking for a mentor. Because if you want to, for instance, let me use my case, the side business, the side hustle that I was saying.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do it. Like, even I did not want to maybe do something else. Like, I really wanted to do it first before, like, I choose, maybe I look for a job in my career.
Yeah.
But it was really hard trying to, like, navigate it. So I had to look for a mentor. I had to connect with my cousin to look for a mentor. Like, she knows people.
Yeah.
So I had to look for a mentor to guide me so that I could dive in it. But before I did that, I had wasted like almost 8 months just thinking. I was like, okay, I wish I was doing this, but I'm really not taking action, or like I'm not talking to someone who knows people. You know, if someone knows people, I mean, you can get something out of that. So I can say people can try mentorship, because I believe if you're not able to navigate something by yourself, people are there to help you. Like, you are you build yourself through people. You can't say like you built yourself alone. So you build yourself through people, and people are there to help you. So maybe try mentorship. I believe it's something that can help. Also, try to focus on what you're doing. Keep your eye on the ball. Like, you want something, you'll want an outcome, but just keep your eye on the ball. Like, this is a work in progress, and life just is a work in progress. You take a day, each day. It's a work. Yeah.
And it's a journey.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, it's very important to say that you see, you can't achieve something if you don't show up.
Yeah.
You can't achieve something if you don't take action.
Yeah.
So you can have all those brilliant ideas, and if all of them are covered by fear to an extent that you can't action them, they'll just remain brilliant ideas. And yeah, people have experienced so many things. Whatever fear you have today, that fear that you're having, there is somebody who was there and they moved past it.
Yeah.
So again, I agree with you that it's important to at least look for mentors. And that's why, back to what I was telling you, it's important to have those different categories of people. So those people above you, they've experienced even tougher situations than those ones. So they'll be there to guide you. So that is very important.
Yeah.
Just to add into that, fear, and we are talking about majorly fear of failure. So you fear failing. Let me tell you, the only person who fails is that person who takes failure as a failure. But if you take failure as a lesson, then you are going to win. And I'm telling you, if today we were to do something, you do it, you succeed, and I do it and fail. And then I pick my lessons. I treat that failure as a classroom, as a school to learn. I'm telling you, I'll be better in that thing than you, because I'm going to do it from experience. So never take failure as failure. Take failure as a school. Take failure as a platform to learn, and just to better everything that you are planning to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you've remained in your comfort zone for a period of time, and then maybe at some point you realize that, you know what, I've been in my comfort zone, and I need to wake up. I need to step outside my comfort zone. Have you ever found yourself in that situation? And what was the experience after stepping outside that comfort zone? And what can you tell somebody again, based on that story, based on that experience, what can you tell that person who is struggling with something, is struggling with fear? This person knows very well that I'm sitting in my comfort zone, I have a lot of potential, but then you know what? I'm not stepping outside. So what can you tell that person from your experience? How it was when you're in your comfort zone and the experience you got when you moved out of your comfort zone?
As an educator, it was my dream to teach in an international school.
Yeah.
So when you go to campus, you'll just learn general stuff like in any education setup. But when you come into the real world and you're looking for a job in an international school, they need you to have certain skills, you know how to teach different curriculums. You have been equipped to teaching using different methodologies. So after campus, I used to say, after I graduated, I used to say, I want to teach in an international school. But like when you go to, when you do job hunting, you're like seeing the requirement, you have to have this skill and this skill and this skill. Yeah. So I challenged myself. I got out of my comfort zone and did a certain course, a period of 4 months actually. It wasn't that long, And then now, the challenge was, after doing the course, finding a job. You know, job hunting is real. As much as I'm grateful that I'm working and stuff, but as we've said, you have to get out of your comfort zone.
True.
So you apply for jobs and... I'm taking a risk because in the position that I am, if maybe I quit the job and go to an international school, I might lose this security. Like I have a certain security that, okay, I don't have to worry about being fired or stuff like that. Yeah. But I have to get out of that. And there is challenge. Like it's not easy finding a job because you find that, yes, you have this course. Yes, you really want to do this. But am I patient enough to apply for more jobs? Am I patient enough to be patient? Like you take the time and you accept like you get a lot of I regret. We regret. And some of them you won't get any response, but like patience, I think it's the key. Yeah. And I'm still applying. I mean, you have to.
Yeah, you can't stop. You know, the reason why I'm laughing, yesterday I was talking to my friend and she was telling, you know what, the number of times I receive regret messages. One day I'll just respond to them, no, that's a lie, you don't regret, you need me. Only that if you are telling me. Hey, but you had it, if you have an international school outside there, you have Mercy here. She has a lot of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge when it comes to English literature and things to do with personal growth and all that stuff. So if you're looking for English, teacher of English, right?
Teacher of English literature.
Yeah, here you have Mercy. But you know what? We're talking about international school, by the way. Mercy, we're almost coming to a close. What are some of the practical steps that somebody can take today in order for them, just to help them walk out of their comfort zone?
I can say number one, try and, everyone when they were young, they wanted something. Yeah. So try and, if right now, adulting can make you just be in a state of, like where you're doing just life. You're just going to work, you come back, like you don't have time to like reflect. True. So maybe take time to reflect and be like, okay, I'm here. Yeah. It might not be what I wanted, but how can I be a better person in the career path that I am? How can I be a better person if it's relationship, if it's work, personal life? Like how can I develop myself so that as you're growing, if you don't do self-development or if you're in a comfort zone for a long time, you're growing. Each day you're growing old. And as you're growing, you don't want to be like reducing the skills that you have, like you're not improving the skills that you have. Yeah. So maybe try to reflect, like, how can I be a better person? And I think with that, it's stage one. I usually say that's stage one of like getting to know what you want. True. Yeah, just look, where am I? I'm in stage 3. I want to get to stage 6. What will I do? And as I've said, be patient. Just it's a work in progress. Yeah. You won't see the outcome like in a day. And True. In case you have like challenges, maybe try to find a mentor who will help you out. Yeah.
Just to add something to it, 3 things. I always say as a human being, you need to have purpose in life. So that your purpose is going to keep you in check.
Yeah, true.
Number two, there are two things. There is vision and there is mission. So everything you do, if I went to when I was going to campus, I had a vision of becoming a cybersecurity expert one day. Yeah, but I knew for me to get there, I need to have like small goals that I have to achieve. So those are the mission.
Yeah.
Normally vision is that long-term goal that you're having.
Yeah.
And then mission are what are going to guide you to get there.
Yeah.
So you can have a vision that you want to achieve maybe in 10 years, and then you have yearly missions.
Yeah,
so in everything that you are doing, ensure that you have a vision, and you have to be very clear about that vision that you are having.
Yeah.
Have that vision and then have missions. Say from this particular period of time, I want to achieve this. So those are the missions. Those are your small short-term targets, short-term goals. So you achieve them. So that is going to help you just keep in check with your life, with your career, with anything that you want to you are doing, be it business or what.
Yeah.
So just as we wind up, we are talking about comfort zone. Sometimes we try to push ourselves. I don't want to be in my comfort zone, so I want to make progress. And then you meet discomfort. So how can you stay motivated when you meet discomfort as you try to progress, as you try to step outside your comfort zone?
I can say just think of the why. Like you said, the vision.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? And along the road, you can't if you lack challenges, then you're not doing it well.
Yeah.
I usually say in everything that you do, you have to face challenges. And that's one thing that people ought to accept. I'm trying this thing, I'll find a challenge, and how do I tackle this challenge? So maybe if you're starting something, you can tell yourself, personally I usually highlight, or if I don't write it down, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll find this challenge and how will I solve it? So when I get into it equipped, in case it's not I'm pessimistic, but I'm just equipping myself. In case I get this challenge, how will I be able to solve it? And I think it will give you an answer that when you face it, it will be easy, and you won't be discouraged. You'll face the discouragement, yes, but you'll be okay, I think I had seen this coming or something like that. Also, keeping your eye to the ball, the why.
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? Why the goal?
Yeah.
And also trying to celebrate small wins.
True.
Yeah.
Very
when you
important.
celebrate small wins, if you get, you'll be okay, I did this. So
That
this is just,
motivation enough.
you're motivating yourself. It's just one thing that maybe went wrong, or it happened the way I did not expect it, and I think I can pull myself back. Yeah.
True, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I always say my success starts within. It starts with me.
Yeah.
It doesn't start with others.
Yeah.
So I won't wait for people to say, hey, you're successful,
Yeah,
you're doing
true,
good.
true.
I have to tell myself.
Yeah.
If I achieve something, I have to tell myself, you know what, I'm doing fine. So it starts with me.
Yeah, sure.
Mercy, just as we wind up on this topic of comfort zone, what are your final thoughts? Maybe there is somebody who is playing small and they know they have potential. What can you tell them?
I can say number one thing, start from up. Usually say it's teachers.
Yeah.
Start from the known to the unknown.
Yeah.
It makes it easier. So maybe try writing it down, or just think about it. Why am I fearing to get out of my comfort zone?
Yeah.
Is it because of judgment? Is it because of the fear? Is it why? The reason why? And then you try to figure out what should I do in case I face a challenge. Let's say you've taken that step. In case you're faced by a challenge, what will you do? Do you have enough finances? Do you have people you can go to? Do you have enough backup in case something goes left? Because I think you should be equipped, with anything that you want. And also try to be patient. I'll repeat that over and over again. Because I feel be patient and also have a good relationship with people, because people will help you out in a very huge way. Then most people don't expect that. You think I want to do this. It's me and me only.
Yeah.
But in life, I can say for you to be successful in anything, you have to involve people. And I can say having a good relationship with people will really help you out. Like they'll really help you out in maybe in situations that you have problems. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mercy, for joining us,
You're
and thank
welcome.
you for the insights.
Yeah.
What I can say is that, you know what, feeling safe and feeling good, it might be good today, but in long term, it's stealing your future.
Yeah.
And you know what? You just need to step out of your comfort zone today, go to the unknowns, because that is the unknown is where your next level lies. And always remember that success doesn't knock the door of complacency. My name is Paul Bryan, and this is Success Ladder Podcast. Until next time, bye-bye.